In this presentation, we will process payroll, which includes sick pay time off, comparing and contrasting it to prior payroll, which had no sick pay time off within QuickBooks Online. For more accounting information and accounting courses, visit our website at accountinginstruction.info. Here we are in our S-Corp paid payroll file. We're going to go down to the Workers tab on the left side so we can process the payroll. We have our 2 employees at the bottom. We're going to scroll back up top and run the payroll with the green icon up top. We're going to change the dates to the April 1st through April 30th. That's going to be the pay period. We've already run that for Anthony. We are now going to run it for Beth. Note what we've done so far. We are limited due to the restrictions of a comprehensive problem such as this. We've ran payroll for the first quarter, or January through May, for the first quarter, 2 months of the second quarter for 1 employee, Anthony, and now we are running the payroll for Beth, and we are now on April for Beth. The gross pay for both employees will be much the same, as the hours are the same and the amount of pay per hour have been the same thus far. The things that are changing, of course, are the benefits. If you have different restrictions when you are doing this problem, you still probably have the ability to run the first quarter of the year, and so that's what we would stick with. If you are unable to do that, if you're at the end of the year and for whatever reason you can't run the first quarter, you want to keep it in the 1 quarter would probably be the best method to go with, so that when we group this information into the quarterly reports, you'll be able to compare similar things to similar things. So we're going to go back over here and now enter the data. You'll note now that we have a new tab, or a new column, which is going to be the sick pay hours. So that's what we're going to add this time. So we're going to say this is going to be 160 instead of 161. So we'll keep the gross pay the same, but we're going to say that part of it is going to be sick pay. So we'll say, okay, 1 hour wasn't there. It's going to be 1 hour was different this time. And then with the overtime, we're going to still say is 1 hour overtime. So we still had the overtime. We're not going to get into what the overtime rules were. It might be different from region to region, but we're going to say in this month still qualified for 1 hour of overtime. Regular pay was 1 hour less, and we're going to say that that was sick pay. So it's sick pay for that 1 hour that was missed. So we're going to say 1 hour of sick pay, and that's going to be the difference. So we'll get to that same total that we've seen before, $4,062.50, same calculations, so we'll be able to compare the paychecks out with the other types of benefits. But now, of course, part of that calculation is due to the sick pay calculation as opposed to just normal hours. We'll now go to the pencil on the right so that we can see the detail. And if we see the detail, we have the 160 hours times the $25 rate for the 4,000 overtime, 1 hour times the 37.5, and now the sick pay at the 25 and the 1 hour. So we get to the same amount of hours here, but it's going to be 1 hour of sick pay rather than normal time regular pay. And that gives us our total of $4,062.50. If we then go down to our employee taxes, we have the employee taxes, the federal income tax, FIT, Social Security, and Medicare. The fact that we have now 1 hour of sick pay as opposed to the 1 hour of regular pay should not have an impact on the calculations of the FIT, Social Security, and Medicare. If we scroll down and then go to the employee deductions, we see the HSA and the garnishments. These, once again, should be coming out of the check, should not have an impact, or the new item of having sick pay hours as opposed to normal hours shouldn't change anything with relation to the health savings account and garnishments. Then we're going to go down to the employer taxes. These are going to be the employer side of taxes, including the federal unemployment tax, the Social Security and Medicare, and the California taxes. Once again, the new item of it being sick pay as opposed to regular pay shouldn't have any change to the employer taxes either. We're then going to go down to the company paid contributions. That's going to be the medical insurance for Beth, which we said was company paid, and also here the new item of having sick pay hour rather than normal hour should not have any change to the medical insurance for the provider. Then we show the summary of the paid time off, sick paid, hours used 1, and then it gives us the hours available -1. So that'll give us a bit of a summary there. If we want to put a memo related to it, we can have the memo down below. We're then going to say OK, and this looks proper. It looks good up top. So we are then going to preview the payroll. And so this is what we have here. We're going to submit the payroll, and we're going to put the check number in, which I have no idea what it is now. I'm going to say 1008 for the check number, and then take a look at, that's just an example problem check number. So we're going to go to the print pay stub and take a look at the pay stub as it will look with now the sick pay calculation. Scrolling down, we've got the information on terms of the net check, that $3,105.34. We've got the total pay, which includes the $4,062.50. That $4,062.50 comprising of regular hours at 160 at 25, overtime at the 37.50, and then we're telling the employee, hey, yeah, there's your sick pay to get the 25. So here's the summary of the sick pay being included, now being in that top line, the calculation of gross pay. Then the taxes, as we've seen before, 507.16, or we've seen this format, is over here. Federal income tax, Social Security, Medicare, California taxes. States will differ from region to region. And then we've got the deductions here. That's going to include for us the HSA and the garnishments, these being deductions paid by the out of the employee check, coming out of the gross pay to get to the net pay. What we don't see here is, of course, employer taxes and any employer contributions, the employer portion, for example, of the medical insurance for medical insurance that was paid by the employer. So then we're going to go back up top, close this back out, and then we'd like to take a look at the check register to make sure this is showing up in the check register, and close this back out. We'll go to the accounting on the left side. Up top, there's our check register, our chart of accounts, I should say. And then we've got the checking account up top, and then we want to view the register. So here's our checking account register. And this check was made for Beth in April 30th. Here's that check. Here's that information. If we wanted to see the detail, we can select this item. That then will take us to the detail. If we wanted to edit it, we can then see the detail related to it. And that jumps us back over into kind of like the payroll screen. So if you were to go here and close it back out, just remember that now it's taking you into basically the payroll screen. You're no longer in the checking account or check register, and you'd have to go back to the check register if you would choose to be there. For more accounting information and accounting courses, visit our website at accountinginstruction.info.